Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 1 of season 4 of The Expanse. I don't want to get through these too quickly, but at the same time, I am ready to devour the next 2 seasons. I know that 6 is a short season. So I only technically have 2.5 seasons left. And I'm terrified to get to the end because then I miss this experience. And I know I've said this to some people, and some people are like, well, then just rewatch it. And I'm like, I know, but you can only see it with your eyes one time. And I just want to take it all in. I want every little bit of this to just download right into my brain, like station style, like it did with Holden. I want it all. But I want to take my time with it. I want to absorb it. I want to enjoy it. And I totally have been. And I'm super excited for now season 4 because literally it's a whole new world. Knowing that there's 13 habitable systems that us humans can go in and fuck shit up because that's what we do. That's one, terrifying because I would like it to be more like Star Trek where there's the prime directive, leave them alone and just observe. But we won't. We're going to go in and touch things and put our mark on it and claim it as ours because that's us. But I was thinking about it and I realized why they didn't have more episodes for Abaddon's Gate and why they shortened it. Because Chrisjen wasn't in it. Season 4, she better be back. I miss her. I miss her amazing outfits, her sass, her strength, just everything about Chrisjen. Her presence is terrifying yet uplifting in all the best ways. If terrifying could be good. I want to catch up obviously with the Rossi crew, it seems like it's always Holden is public enemy number 1, and then he's a hero, and then he's the enemy, and then he's the hero, and then he was the enemy again, and I'm pretty sure he's hero. I don't know how news gets out about what happened inside of the bubble with the gate and all the other gates. I mean, I see Chrisjen looking at it, but I don't know if that's solar system knowledge. And I also don't know if anyone's going to know the story that happened within it. Because obviously people would know the story that's happened outside of it before all hell broke loose. And Holden was again, public enemy number 1. So I don't know if now he's the hero of the solar system. He better be. If he's not, then he doesn't need to go back to Earth. Just go through another portal and find some aliens to hang with, because that's what I would do. Hitch a ride, get the hells out. But obviously we want Amos, Naomi, and Alex to be with him. I feel like our crew's back together. I feel like Amos was very protective of Naomi at the end of last season and very much still wanted to take care of her and listen to her. And I think that that is definitely a plus. He doesn't have to say, I agree with you. I like you. You're back on my good side. All he has to do is show those things. And that's enough. That's enough. Naomi knows. Naomi knows. She knows her boy. I don't know who to expect because at the beginning of every book, there is always new characters. I don't know if Ashford's still a thing. I don't think him and Drummer all of a sudden were just bygones and they're fine now. I think that there's still some stuff to work through. I don't know if everyone's going back to the belt now, if they're going to reconvene and then go back to the gate. I feel like if they leave the gate and that whole area, it just kind of creates a way for people that you don't want to go through the gates to get through the gates. But again, if people want to leave, let them leave. I don't know. It's just see you outside of Uranus, I don't know. But again, with it being a new book, there's always kind of this paradigm shift. There's always something new, a new adventure, a new problem. The protomolecule is still on the Rocinante. As far as I know, it didn't go anywhere. So that's kind of still hanging out there. I don't know if certain players like Anna will still be involved or not. Sometimes those people are like Prax, where they're like around, they're to be the heart of the show. They're the ones that are supposed to evoke a lot of emotion in us, and then they leave us. And that's why I have abandonment issues. I think that's probably why I also don't want to like have the show end, is because then I'll feel alone and abandoned by my crew. So we haven't had any Fred Johnson or Anderson Dawes in a while. I feel like Dawes is always around somewhere. If not, then he's got a spy. But I'm 95% sure that Diogo is no longer with us. So if that's who he was going to be like, what's going on in the behemoth? Whatever the operator error code is. For all you young people, when you used to pick up an actual phone and you got an error, you would hear this noise.
We're sorry.
We'll see if Xander puts it there or not. I am the boss of you. Get to work. Make me look good. I'm a little silly. I get to go on vacation at the end of the week, so I am being a little goofy right now. So I want to know what's happening with Bobby. Last we saw her, she was on the Rocinante with Alex. She wasn't with anyone from Mars. So I don't know what that means. I don't think marine life was really suiting her. I feel like she could be like a body for hire, and like, I mean, like she could do what she did for Chrisjen and just be like a bodyguard, and like, cause she's really smart. But I dig Bobby. I dig Bobby. I wanna make sure she's okay. I hold these people so near and dear to my heart now. That's all I think about. Let's see. I'm assuming that we're done with Miller. At least for now, even though he was at the very end of the episode, and then Holden had that thing happen where it was like, and so I don't know if like he's got Miller up here, or if he's like able to hear Miller in his head. I don't know. I think it would be cool if we still had Miller. Like that's, I mean, like what a gig for Thomas Jane. But I know we're not done with Miller, but I don't know if we're going to physically see Miller is really what I should have said. There's a lot of ums. Take them all out. Make me look smart like you always do. Because it's a new book and it's a new season, probably a fairly short intro. You're welcome. And for the people who like my long stuff, I'm sorry. I've got nothing. Okay, guys, let's get into it. Oh, previously on The Expanse. Don't mind if I do. Previously on The Expanse.
The civilization that built the rings is gone. Wiped out. What could have killed them?
That's what I'd like to know. Gonna need a ride.
Miller's the investigator. Holden takes him places. Makes sense to me. Holden is essentially an Uber. Oh, a new beginning. Is that Mars? Special appearance by Thomas Jane. We still get Miller in the flesh. Unless it was the previously on, and then it's kind of a shitty thing to do. Oh. From underneath. Cute. The soul ring. Okay. Oh, jeez.
Unidentified Belter ships. You are entering restricted space.
Who's firing at who? I mean, I know they're firing at Belters, but like, why? I couldn't read that. Barba Piccola.
Respond immediately.
They just want a new place to live.
Baba Piccola, the OPA orders you to comply.
We will not. No one will let us land.
You're going to kill us. Just do it now. Or let us go.
Wow.
Go! Go!
When you've got nothing to lose, right? Please don't kill them! Okay, back on Earth. Whew.
Now that's a good cup of coffee. Did you speak to Naomi?
It was lovely meeting her, except it was through a screen. Such a shame she couldn't come down to see the farm.
Mom.
That was a long trip you were on.
I'm so happy for him right now.
It's not that easy. Those drugs are brutal. I wouldn't have asked her to do that for me.
But she would have.
And this isn't her home. Most Belters have mixed feelings about Earth.
It's for your next long haul.
Don Quixote.
I think I need to reread this.
No. He embodies all of it.
I'm gonna go close up the house.
I'll be right in.
I'm happy for him. He might not find it very comforting being at home, but like when you get a mom hug, it could change your life. Yeah.
Gonna be a real turd floater, huh?
Hey, buddy.
We gotta talk about that, right?
Ride? Yeah, I know.
Next clue to the case.
We're going to New York.
What the hell's in New York?
Tall buildings, good pizza. Secretary General of the United Nations who summoned
You
me.
can ask her. Tell her to let you go through the ring.
I have. But something must have changed if she wants to talk.
We gotta talk about that, right, kid? Next clue to the case.
Oh, thunderstorm. He needs to take his hat off. Feel the rain in his head.
I wonder what that rain tastes like.
I hope we get a chance to meet in person
Oh.
one day. You know, I'm quite a dancer.
Holden never stopped saying.
Penga, Tawanda, or Alberta, Folkopenga, Tawanda. Okay.
FaceTime on the Expanse. I love it.
Yes, it was.
I miss her hair. Oh. The little Rossi sign out. I like it.
I'm on it.
Where's my boy?
Melba?
Please, Clarissa.
Why are you calling Amos?
There's a lot of past in my past, so I'm gonna skip it.
At least you have the choice. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in here. Like Dad.
Yeah,
Well-
he really threw the book at you.
Letting me work in the shop with you. Kept me sane.
You were a good mechanic.
I don't like it.
But Anna was right. I don't deserve it easy way.
Stop it. You breathe in, you breathe out. Eat, shit, sleep. You take whatever they give you, and you give nothing in return.
Can I bother you again sometime?
Sure thing, Peaches.
Peaches? You got a name for her? Well, what just happened there? Was there a thing there? Ew.
All I need from you is to make that happen.
Hey, girl.
Madam Secretary, if I may,
Nancy, don't start this shit with me again.
half our population is unemployed, and we've been given the biggest opportunity to give them jobs, to give them a purpose in a century.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, an Earthship will try to run the blockade. Are you going to shoot down our own citizens, or are we going to turn the situation to our advantage?
We are going to do what I goddamn said we are going to do. So, do it.
Just like that. Do it.
By some miracle, the birthers in this world survived. They're calling the planet Ilus.
Makes sense. Ilus was a brother of Ganymede.
Okay. Thank you for the
Jesus
explanation.
fuck. I didn't bring you here to teach me
Jesus.
mythology. They also found this.
I think this was the
That
concern.
looks like the work of the proto molecule.
Oh.
Doesn't appear to be active.
Hmm.
I want you to go to Illus.
Yeah.
Is Illus a ghost town or another fucking Eris?
And if it is another Eros?
Evacuate the Belters. Destroy the proto-molecule if you can, and get the hell out of there.
Okay. Well, now he gets to go to the ring, so hop on, Miller. I miss this ship.
Nice of Avasarala to clear up our salvage claim.
How'd she look?
It's theirs.
No, I mean, like, what was she wearing?
It's good to be home. I opened those gates. So I'm responsible if anything comes through them.
We all opened those gates.
Yeah, that's a heavy burden, Holden.
All right. At Illus, Amos and I will transfer to the Edward Israel and take their shuttle down to the surface. Naomi, you and Alex will stay in orbit.
I'm
Rossi.
going to the surface too.
Hmm.
It's a long trip to Illus. I'll have time to prepare.
Oh, I forgot about the gravity, yeah.
Whatever happens down there, we'll deal with it together.
Okay, are we catching up with Bobby? Yeah. Not a Marine anymore, huh? Well, she's working on a Navy ship. Normally they don't have Marines doing that job.
Don't miss your deadline. Mars is better for everyone when everyone does their part.
I like this whole thing about Mars. It makes it just feel like a real place, like habitable place.
Bobby? See you, Rana. Hey, I got a few bites on apartments, so I shouldn't be too much longer.
As long as you need Bobby.
Who are they?
Oh, pretty good. Thank you.
Yeah, I can really heat them up.
To the extent of my cooking, too.
Your Aunt Bobby. David talks about you all the time. He says you're a war hero. It's nice to meet you.
She's cute. Good job, David.
Hey, Bobby.
Nice to see you, Flyboy.
Just passing through the neighborhood.
I saw the news you're heading to the ring. Are you going to New Terra?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
New Terra?
There's proto-molecule down there.
Apparently we are experts in the field, so who better to go and see for sure, right?
And how are you feeling about it?
Probably scared.
You just have to believe that what you're doing really matters. And then the fear can't control you.
Shit, delay's getting bad.
Shit. Take care of yourself, Flyboy.
You too, Bobby.
I want her with them.
UN freighter Amberjack, we got you target locked. Give us cargo, we know fight, and you live. Answer now.
Unidentified Parata, this is OPAS Thailand. We have target lock.
He's everything, boss man.
For the shasha.
Oh, well, it's nice to see Ashford again. Like, he's stopping pirates? Oh. Okay.
Radiation spiking. Evasive action. They're dumping core.
Oh. That's pretty cool.
You'd pay well. For kill your own. For the inners, they keep builders out of the ring. So they find the gold first. Leave us with dirt. And you help them.
Oof. I mean, I don't think everyone should be allowed in willy-nilly, but I don't think they should be kept out either, especially if they're refugees. Let them find a place to live. Was it like giving her bone density or something? Good grief.
How am I doing?
Good. Bone density, muscle mass, heart to lung capacity, all that.
Jeez Louise.
Ilus is our home now, and we will not be driven out again.
Keep going.
Gosh. She's got those marks everywhere. Would she have to have done that to go to Earth? She'll do it for Illis, but not for Earth. Hey girl, how's your back? Is she all healed up now?
Oye, Nagata. What are you doing here?
Good to see you, Copain.
A bit of a surprise to be seen. The Hyenas don't shoot us to pieces with their rail guns. We don't nuke the ring. One big happy family now, I guess.
You've been busy, eh?
How is your back?
Only hurts when I move. Which means nerves are regrowing, so that's good. You're bound for Illis.
That's right.
With James Holden on a gunship. You're going to get the Belters off that planet.
You hear how many of those refugees died trying to adapt? A lot of them had to go back up to orbit.
Oof.
They were foolish to think they could live there.
It's not foolish to want free air and free water and a home for their children.
Not at all.
We are creatures of space. In 2 generations, their children will be in us. They won't even remember what they were.
Everyone should have the right to decide for themselves.
Of course.
I'm hoping we can convince them of the need to limit the damage. I'm looking forward to working with you, Captain. We'll see you on New Terra.
Holden always has that disgruntled look. Anti-cancer. I didn't know he had to do that. I thought it just always worked, but that's good to know. Yeah, what's happening when that happens? We know Holden's special.
Thanks for the ride.
What are we supposed to wait?
Oh. What just happened there?
Got something you want to say to me, sailor?
Yeah, no doubt.
Can I?
You want to buy her a drink?
Can I buy you another beer?
Yeah.
I watched your hearing on the feed.
Hearing?
First they order you to lie, then they strip you of your pension, your skin, when you put honor first.
And he doesn't bitch and whine when the chips are down.
You look like you about ready to Vincent with Skull for looking at you the wrong way. You're not exactly the poster girl for mental health.
I didn't faint yours.
Ouch.
Oh, bleeding hard. You were inside that ring station. What'd you see?
Nothing that would make sense. Except a bunch of people killing each other to control something they didn't even understand.
It's a really good way
Tell
to
you
break
what,
that down.
Hang on to that uniform. Keep him tip-top. You can be damn sure there are plenty more wars coming.
She's a smart cookie. And very level-headed. I like it.
Transmit your access code immediately.
Boss man, they target-lock us.
Do they not have an access code?
Give it to them.
Code verified. Tynan, you're cleared for the ring.
Why didn't he want to give it to him?
It's bad enough I have to play cop to protect their haulers.
We have a treaty.
Worth what to the belt?
We find out, Kaya. You have to trust your gut.
Well, the last time I did that, it didn't work out so well, did it?
We were all flying blind, Pampa.
Yeah, well, me more than you.
Only because my friend had a boyfriend with an imaginary friend who told us how to power that station down.
And I thought he was a madman. But he turns out to be a prophet.
It's possible to be both.
It's very fair. Edward Israel. See, I wouldn't be on the Rossi. I'd be on one of these. I'd be on a science vessel because I'm a nerd.
Why'd I let you talk me into this?
Are you kidding?
first scientists ever to study a whole new biome.
Yeah, no doubt. Even if you die, cool as hell, man.
Well, let's hope it's that easy here.
Yeah, we got a legal charter from the UN and Mars, so...
You think the OPA give a shit about that?
No, I do not.
Bet the rocks down here look just like the ones back home.
Hey, I name a new bug after you.
Oh, God! Is it Belters firing at the ship? That was really intense. Was he the only one that made it? Made it? Oh. Oh no. Oh. So they didn't shoot them down? It was something else?
Security Chief Mercury refused evacuation and is now in operational command of the expedition. Cause of the crash is currently unknown.
Just get yourself to Elis, do your job, and let RCE do theirs. The Belters will try to enlist you to their cause. Holden, do not put your dick in it. It's fucked enough already.
I love her.
Advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, test fire lined up.
Fire at will.
Take that, Lugu.
Rossi's actually gonna land? It's not gonna get shot down, right? I like seeing Amos smile. Okay. He didn't get shot, so that's good. Is this our first time being on like any like Terran planet? I'm so happy for her. And excited it's like Bobby seeing the ocean again. Yeah, just let her do it. So cool to see our crew outside of the ship in regular clothes, walking on ground. Why is that like so emotional? It just is. I like Alex's hat. Oh my god, it's the first hat that I've actually liked on this show.
It's our land, huh? This built our land.
Nobody's doing anything to anybody.
We're here to help.
Hey, you here for help us? I am there.
All right, easy there, partner.
Traitors! Traitors!
Oh, what do you know?
Traitors!
Jeez.
Everybody put your guns down now.
Amos is ready to go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Is that Lotus? What is that? Was that what went through the ship? Oh, Naomi, welcome to outside.
Fuck was that?
Not like their first scrape with alien life? Okay. So I can't say that I expected any of that. I didn't expect Holden back on Earth with his mom at a campfire and Miller to like show up. I was like, oh, like it's a special appearance by Thomas Jane. I was just kind of like it might be like from the recap or whatever. No, Miller's still with us. It's so weird that I'm excited about that. But Thomas Jane as Miller, that whole thing is just, I like it. I like it a lot. The fact that he only comes when he wants to, not necessarily, I think, when Holden would like to speak with him. He kind of reiterates that when he's talking to Chrisjen and just says like, you know, like she's like, are you still talking to Miller? And it's like, yeah, he's more like talking to me. It's, I guess, just whenever the proto-molecule wants something, that's when it comes knocking on Holden's brain. It's like, hey, hitching a ride, let's go. Well, straight out the gate, it does seem that Holden is now hero status. Good. And his mom seems really proud of him, and I love that for him. I rather enjoyed them like having like a teleconference with Naomi, because that means that like Holden's like, this is the woman I love, to all of his family, like all of the people that make up Holden got to meet her, and she got to meet them. Like that's how important Naomi and Holden are to each other, which I thought when they first were like in love, I was like, ugh, stop having sex in the ship. She's the only woman in there, and da da da. And like it has progressed into something that like I buy it, I love it, I want more of it. And I'm not a sucker for a love story. Like I am a sucker for a love story, but like if there wasn't one, I would be completely fine not having it. But like this is the one we have, and it's good. It's good. The fact when she like fell down on the walkway to like, you know, step out onto Ilias, like Holden's like, hey, to Amos, like, hey, like let her do it. And like he knows Naomi and like wants her to have that experience. And the fact that she was like doing all of the like those injections, the shots for like bone density, and like just making sure that everything was in good order for her to actually physically walk on that planet, you know, like that's why I was kind of like, well, why didn't you do any of that to like go to Earth to like meet Holden's family? And while Holden understood, I don't. It's like, it's okay for, I guess, first contact or, you know, to land on an alien planet, but not her boyfriend's planet. Fine, whatever. Just saying. If she wanted to, she would. That's such a shitty thing to say. Now, not that Nadine Nicole is listed as Clarissa Mao now, which now I feel like she's going to be like a bigger character. Or I don't know if she's going to come back and actually be in future episodes, but I guess her and Amos spent a lot of time together and got some rapport. I mean, I don't know what that really means on Alex's end, but obviously like she gets a phone call from jail and she wants to talk to Amos. I mean, I don't blame her. And he nicknames her Peaches, which I'll say that somebody in the comments actually was just like, oh, you're going to meet Peaches soon. So I was assuming that it was back in season 3 that I was going to be meeting Clarissa, but like that Amos has nicknamed her Peaches, which I know that if someone gives you a nickname, is there something there? because she's not a good person. I guess technically if we're writing down on paper things that people have done, neither is Amos, but I care about Amos. I don't really care about her. And maybe if she's still in the show, I might. I right now, nope. She got to earn my trust. And like I said, I don't know if she's in any more episodes. She might just be in jail the rest of the time, just like her father, just like they deserve. But I always give people a fair shot. Like, I like Ashford, and I don't like that he is now shooting down pirates for the OPA, but kinda just to keep the peace with Mars, Earth, and the Belt. It's like he's doing the Inner's bidding. And it's like really weird to even hear Drummer kind of like echo that, like you're making them nervous, or like quit messing with them. And like that wasn't really the Drummer that I remember. Normally Drummer would be like kind of like, we don't owe them anything. Like but she's still like, even when she's talking to Naomi, you can still like tell that like she's not thrilled with the idea of the Inners keeping the Belters from going, through the ring and I don't want to say lay claim, but just finding refuge somewhere else. Just like they even said that they were refugees from Ganymede. Like, they're either going to die in space in a ship, or they're going to try to die going to a new planet. And I get that there like needs to be like some sort of an order, and you can't just let like people go willy-nilly into places and not know where they're going. I mean, maybe you can, but I feel like just a record of like what ship went where and where it landed and what the name of everything is, like they're doing, I think is a good way to start. But like, the people that need homes or want to go somewhere to make a home, the woman at the beginning, what's her name? Nancy Gow. I don't know if she's going to be in any future episodes, but she was kind of like giving it to Chrisjen a little bit. Like you have all these people on this planet that are on assisted living. Like they need us in order to survive. Like, give them jobs. Like this would be something big. And there's something that's holding Chrisjen back. And I get the whole gold rush analogy and people going out west and like bodies coming back and all that stuff. Like, I totally get it. But it's a little bit more sophisticated now. It's, like a lot of laws were written in the 1800s that like we still follow these days, and that's stupid. So, like you have to think that like we're a little bit more technologically advanced, and yes, we're stupid humans, but we have ways of surviving that it's not like the Oregon Trail. It's like, it's not the Donner Party. Like, we're way more sophisticated, I think, now. Oh God, I hope. I hate when I say things with like such conviction and then I'm like, maybe, I don't know. When the dropship came down from the Edward Israel, you had like everything coming up from the ground, and I thought the Belters were shooting up at them. And then you realize it's those little things that were flying that like came through at the end there. So the Belters weren't being hostile. And I mean, I thought it was really weird that they came up and were giving aid. I was like, well, they wouldn't have shot them down if they were just going to give them aid, because like those are their supplies. So that didn't make any sense to me. But then when you see it happen again, and it's just like, look, we're all on the same team, and that isn't normal. I mean, it might be normal on that planet, but it's not normal to them. And what a welcome to a new planet. Just air, water, earth, and not good. I'm really curious as to what those are. I mean, obviously they kind of look like locusts a little bit, but obviously they are razor blade kind of locusts. They leave owls. It was absolutely like just heartwarming and emotional to see Naomi actually not be in space, not be on the belt. And I actually think that it's really cool that her first steps, when I think about it a little bit, her first steps were not on Earth, it was on Ilus. And I think that that's pretty cool. Like most of the Belters, their first step were going to be on Ilus. And I felt overwhelmed and emotional for her, because like I'm gonna start crying, but what a great experience for her to have, and like the preparation that she had put into it. Hopefully it was 100% worth that moment, but it felt like it for me. But her being able to like breathe air, and I mean, like, one of my favorite things is like to feel earth underneath of my feet, whether I'm walking on like autumn leaves or like feeling snow crunch under my boots, or like when I go hiking in the desert, feeling like the rocks underneath of my shoes. Like, I love that feeling. So it's just like as soon as she stepped off the walkway, I like knew what it felt like for her. And I got really excited for her. I think it's like really cool. It's the first time she's ever felt that it wasn't like on a rock in the belt where there's like no gravity. She like looked up and got like sick because like you normally can't just do that. And she didn't have a helmet on. Like, it's her first time like being outside. It's a fantastic feeling, and I felt really good for her up until the planet then attacked them. Now it seems like, everybody that was on the Edward Israel that came down that survived are very bitter towards the Belters, and the Belters think that they're there to take over and get them out. And of course, the people from Edward Israel just like want to study the damn planet. And, of course, they're going to talk to the people that like landed here first and been like, can we like see how your lungs are doing? Or like, let's test your bone density, or, has your biology changed since you got here? I think like a science vessel would be really good to have all those things done, so how it's affecting you personally. Especially when the proto-molecules involved. Like, you don't know. It could be in the water, and it could just affect you differently from a different planet with, different biology. Oh my gosh. Like, one of my favorite things about Star Trek was visiting new worlds. And I loved that because it just like made my imagination go wild. And I love the idea of them going to a new world here, and especially our crew being outside of the ship, going on an adventure, I think is amazing. And it's nice to see them in regular clothes. Like, I was watching Amos, like his backpack on, and I was like, that's a good looking man right there. And I like Alex's beanie that he was wearing, or whatever that hat was. Like, it actually looks good. It's the first hat that I've actually liked on The Expanse. And of course, it's on our boy. I found it very funny that Amos wanted to know what Chrisjen was wearing. It's like those weird things that like you just don't expect to come out of Amos, and then when it does, it's just like, that's delightful. I do love that we had that moment with Alex and Bobby. She is like, I don't want to say that she's fearless, because it's obvious she's not, and she even states as much as that, like, she does feel fear. But she knows she has a job to do, and she gets it done. And at the end of last season, Alex was talking about like, it must be nice for Amos not to feel fear. And he thinks that Bobby doesn't feel fear because of how she behaves, because her and Amos are alike in the sense that like when there's a job to do, they get it done. But what's different is that Bobby feels all those feelings, and maybe Amos does, but he does not exhibit any sort of behavior that tells us that he does. But I really like that, like, she and him are friends, and they can kind of like lean on each other's shoulders a little bit. And it's really sad that she's not a Marine anymore, but now that I hear that she has gone through a trial, and that they were, I don't really know what the trial was for, other than the other Martian Marines being killed, and like her kind of, I don't want to say instigating it, but her kind of being involved in it and not stopping it, and kind of taking the side of Alex and Amos, and like the whole kind of insurrection thing that was happening. That wasn't really an insurrection. It was just the right thing to do. I don't think you look at it as an insurrection when it turns out to have been the right thing to do. But like, now she's just kind of like a regular grunt. She's out there working. She's living, I think she's living with her brother. I don't know if that's correct or not. I know that she has brothers, so I assume she's living with her brother. Well, David's last name is Draper. Oh, there it is. Benji Draper. Okay. Yeah. So it's her brother. It's a good brother. and his son David seems very excited to have his Aunt Bobby living with him. She's rad. I'd want her around too. She's pretty fucking cool. Ashford going after pirates is interesting. I don't know if that's going to be something that sticks necessarily. It feels like it was irritating him that he was doing the Inner's bidding. So I feel like there might be a little bit of a breakaway at some point. He didn't want to transmit the access code, and like, you know, when you're struggling to like do the thing that you need to do to like not get blown up, it's you're having a hard time functioning with it. I mean, I'm really excited, one, that like now we're on this new planet. Like, I love when things take place in space, don't get me wrong. And it was nice to see the Rocinante like land on a planet. Like, how fucking rad was that? But it's nice to see them doing that more science fiction thing where they're discovering something that isn't necessarily in space, but like planets and alien life, or, you know. And I think Chrisjen mentions that like this planet doesn't have any life on it. And I think she was a little worried about the fact that like maybe the proto molecule did that, and it was destroyed for a reason. And especially with the remnants that are still there, like that kind of to me look like pieces of an old ring, maybe that had crashed and burned, maybe an old ship. People that like maybe were trying to defeat the proto molecule before. Unsure. And I was really confused. I need to go back. I don't know what Alex was destroying. No, I was a little confused when they came upon Illis, and it looked like Alex shot at something and you said take that, blue goo. Like, was it a simulation, or like did he destroy something? Like, I'm very confused. I keep watching the scene over and over and it's not very clear to me what I'm watching. So clear that up in the comments for me, will you? Okay, guys, if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon, as well as up to 2 episodes early. So if you are currently watching this on YouTube, you could be watching more. I'm so dramatic. But other than that, like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below, especially if you knew what the frick Alex was doing. But really, what was your favorite part about the beginning of this season? Because there's a lot that happened and a lot that I was trying to take in. Like, there's so many things that were being said out loud. And I definitely, my takeaway, of course, is Naomi walking on Illis the first time, but then Holden being back on Earth. I don't know. It's funny that it's 2 planets and nothing in space for me. Actually, it probably isn't. That makes total sense for me. I'm always the person to keep my feet on the ground. Head in the clouds, feet on the ground. Okay, guys. I'll see ya.